they're true or not.
And now it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Royal Polaris, the world's finest long-range sports fisher. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup, and Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
It sounds like we got the short end of the stick here. We're stuck in the office and they're out fishing.
Yeah. Well, Corey.
Well, not lucky for him.
Hey, good morning, anglers. Welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with myself and Jim Hendricks because Corey's sick. Rock Cod Rick's coming back from Sitka, and Wayne Cotto's in the Amazon. And we have a great show for you today. Jim Hendricks from CCA California and a lot more. So you stay tuned. This is Southern California Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Ford is celebrating our country's 250th anniversary with big savings for you. Employee pricing is back at your local San Diego County Ford dealers. You pay what we pay across the full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. We're here for those who build America, those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay for tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come? If that's who you are, you value what we value, and you should pay what we pay. Now get employee pricing across the Ford lineup. Go to your local San Diego County Ford dealer today.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Our hardworking crew will make your fishing experience one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service sport fishing operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day trips on the spacious and comfortable 85-foot Liberty. With bunks for your comfort, a huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Fisherman's Landing also boasts the best captains and crews in the business, from seasoned veterans to our young future legends. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can be easily booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. As I said, Pete Gray here, solo hosting today. Corey was supposed to be here, but he's out sick today, not feeling good. I'm hoping that he'll be well for his big Queen Charlotte Safaris, Haida Gwaii Safaris trip that he goes up to Canada on Tuesday on with our Let's Talk Hookup group. I'm sure he'll rally and be there. Rock Cod Rick's on his way back from our Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska trip. He'll be here tomorrow morning. And Wayne Cotto's in Brazil, peacock bass fishing. Wow.
I talked to him this morning.
Is he en
route?
route?
On the way. He was not on the water yet, which was lucky.
But he was in Brazil.
He was in Brazil. Yeah,
Oh my
getting ready
gosh.
to go fishing this morning.
There you go. Well, cool. Well, good luck, Wayne. I hope you're listening to the show, and obviously you have internet access. So good luck on that trip. And Jim Hendricks is here. Jim Hendricks has been a regular guest here. He is a backbone guy with CCA California here and our group that helps save fishing for us here in California. He is a saltwater editor, saltwater electronics editor for Saltwater Sportsman and Boating Magazine, right?
That's right.
Among other things, right?
Yeah.
And a hardcore fisherman on his is it 22 Cabo?
I got a 20. Yeah, it's a 21.5 foot, but who's counting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had that Cabo. Actually celebrated its birthday, 40th birthday in March.
Wow.
And it's served us well. My
40th birthday. And
40th
you've had
birthday.
it since it was new?
I had it, yeah, brand new. I
Wow.
bought it brand new back in 1986. My boys, 3 of my boys, all grew up fishing on that boat. They learned well, they're all better fishermen than I am right now. I'll tell you that.
I wonder about that.
I don't know, but they love that boat. It's got a soul now for all of them, and
Yeah.
because I'm involved in electronics industry and writing, it's got more electronics on it than any 21.5 foot boat should ever have on it. It's got the Seakeeper ride system. It's got the
Nice.
Psionics night vision. It's got radar, sonar, you name it. Nice stereo system, windlass. It's just like I'm surprised it still floats.
It's still
got so
floating.
many-
It's got all this stuff. Yeah, that Psionics is a cool deal.
It is.
It's
it is.
really a nice
Yeah,
thing.
I love that Psionic, especially when you're doing
simple, very simple.
Yeah, easy to use. Nice and stable. Full color, so you can, and it just adds this extra measure of like self-confidence when you're out there. You got the radar running, but it's nice to see what's directly in front of the boat
Yeah.
when it's pitch black outside. There's no moon or anything out there, but it looks like it's daylight on the screen. It goes right through the multifunction display, right next to your radar and your chart plotter.
Super cool. And then that Seakeeper ride system. What do you think of that?
Oh, listen. I wouldn't own a boat without it. At least I wouldn't own my boat without it.
Yeah. Or my
anymore.
boat now.
Yeah.
Now that I've had it for
It makes a
couple of
world
months.
of difference. Seakeeper Ride says it adds 5 feet to the boat. I'd say not really, about 10 feet. Really,
I would say
it just smooths out the ride. It's fully automatic. You don't have to play around with
that's
it.
the cool thing. Is like if somebody shifts their weight in the boat, it automatically
and you don't even. It's
it is your trim tab.
Yeah, it's imperceptible. The boat just remains rock solid level.
Yeah.
But the best thing I like about it is the attitude. It keeps the bow down when you need it, lets it rise to the waves, and constantly cuts through the waves. So you don't get any porpoising, very little pounding. I mean, it's not a panacea. You can't go out there in 5 foot seas at 5 seconds and hope to have a great smooth ride. But in the normal stuff that we get in the morning out of the West, it smooths that right out, makes it so much more comfortable. You come back better rested at the end of the day, and you're better rested when you get wherever you're going. Fish better.
I agree 100%, especially for older guys like us that, maybe our bones creak a little harder. It's a game-changing situation. And the interesting thing is when I was thinking about Ollie with Blue Sea Stabilizers, they said, you got to put this on. You got to put this on. So I called George over at the Steigercraft factory.
Right.
And I said, what do you think? He goes, well, let me put it this way, Pete. It's standard equipment now on all Steigercraft.
Yes.
And I said, oh, that pretty much says it.
It's standard equipment on a lot of boats
now.
Yeah. I asked before we put it on there, I asked the Seakeeper Ride. I said, can it make a bad boat ride, good, or what is it, exactly how? He said, it'll make a bad riding boat ride better, and it'll make even a good riding boat ride better.
Yes.
Yeah, and less tender too, because if you got a lot of dead rise and that boat tends to be a little tender and tip from side to side while you're underway, that no longer happens. That boat, can use all of its V, and it's very, very stable while underway.
Yeah. It's interesting. My office neighbor here next to the world headquarters, he has a 27-foot Grady White, great riding boat, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Known for such a fantastic boat. And he heard me talking about it. He put it on, and he said it made it feel like a 35-footer.
Yes.
He says because he was thinking about getting a 35-footer. Now he doesn't have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to get his 35-footer. He spends basically $10,000 to put the Seakeeper Ride system on, and he's got a 35-footer in his 27. And that kind of is what it is, right?
Yeah. And then, you can't really get much better riding boat than a Grady White with its CV2 hull, but absolutely you can when you put that Seakeeper Ride system on there.
Yeah, no doubt. So, but that's kind of some of the stuff that you do is a testing. You have to field test. Like we have to do field research. We have to go fishing to talk about it here on the show. You have to do a lot of field testing, right?
Yeah. Why don't we go do it now?
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. Let's go.
I do have to do a lot of field testing, and I travel all over the country to do it, not just here in Southern California, but Florida, the Carolinas, the Gulf states, Alabama. Northeast, go all over, testing boats. But most of the big boat manufacturers actually are in Florida, so that's where I go test. A lot of the boats are in Florida.
You do a lot of boat tests.
I do a lot
electronics
of boat
tests, boats tests,
electronics, boats, accessories,
fishing tackle.
Yep, I do. We do fishing tackle tests for saltwater sportsmen. It's all kinds of equipment I get to test and play around with.
That's
so
cool.
I'm very fortunate to do what I do, and hopefully I can do it for a few more years.
Yeah, we all hope we can continue to do this kind of stuff. We that forces us to go fishing, right?
That's right. Keeps us young.
Yeah. So, and one of the reasons we do these things that's so important is to keep fishing. There's so many people out there trying to take our fishing away from us. And that's why you're so active in CCA California.
Right. I'm so committed to CCA California.
You work so hard in that. And I tip my hat to you because I'm on the board of directors. I do not much but promote it. And you are the guy in the trenches working at it. And I commend you for
Thank
that.
you, Pete. You do a lot for CCA. You don't underestimate yourself. You do great work here with Let's Talk Hookup and promoting CCA.
Well, thanks. But you're the guy in the trenches though, and that's what we need.
Thanks. I am the marketing chair. We have a big marketing committee. You're on it. We have like 20 people on our marketing committee, but we're constantly putting out messaging about CCA and what we do and how we do it. But the main message I think I want everybody to take away from this, if anybody says, well, what is CCA? Because I get some, a lot of people don't know, I guess we need a new marketing chair, but I think I say, you know what? If I could tell you, the elevator pitch for CCA is we fight for your right to fish.
Right.
That's it. And
hard to believe that we even have to say those words. But it's true.
It is, and nobody wants to do that. I mean, nobody wants to think about that. I don't like politics. I don't want to get involved in all of that. But if I want to continue to do what I love, and I want my children to do what they love, all my 3 boys love it. Their kids now love to fish too.
Wow. I
want all of them to continue to create the same kind of memories, have the same wonderful experiences that I have had. We have to continue to, I'm getting emotional about it. We have to continue to really fight for our right to fish. And there are a lot of people, particularly here in California, that want to take that away.
No question.
A note, yeah.
I mean, you made a note, looking around the docks here outside the world headquarters, Fisherman's Land and Point Loma Sport Fishing. See a lot of kids with a rod in their hand and their e-bikes, and they're going around catching spotties or sand bass or something in the bay.
Right.
And that's such a big thing now down here. And it's so great to see them put down that phone and pick up a fishing rod.
Oh.
That's
I see it everywhere. It's become the cool thing. I see him. I'll see a kid on his e-bike. He's got a skateboard under one arm, and he gets off, and he's got his fishing rod on the other, or he's got his surfboard under one arm, and he got a fishing rod in the other. Yeah. So it's all kind of merging now. The whole spotty phenomenon has become cult among the teenagers, and they're out here fishing. They're everywhere, and I love to see it. Yeah. I absolutely love seeing that.
And CCA does a lot to promote and enhance that whole future of that fishery.
Absolutely. We get involved. We have I'll talk about a little bit later on, but we have a youth scholarship program through this CCA Star tournament, 2006 Star tournament, where kids can actually fish. They can weigh in or not weigh in, but enter an eligible fish, and they can win up to $5,000. We have 3 $5,000 youth scholarships for kids. Well, and spotted bay bass are one of those fish.
So these kids that are running around should be part of that.
Yeah.
And how much does it cost a kid to enter that?
It's nothing. They got to buy a membership, which is $10 for kids.
$10 for a youth under 16.
Yeah. And I would gladly pay that for my kids, for all of my kids and all of my grandkids. And I got 8 of those.
Wow.
So I would gladly pay, and then they enter it, and you have they have an outstanding chance of winning one of those youth scholarships.
Yeah. That'd be good. They should do that.
Yeah,
$10 and they're in. They're fishing anyway.
Yeah, they're fishing anyway. They get a measuring device. The spotted bay bass we reduced the size this year. The spotted bay bass, 15 inches is for spotted bay bass.
For spotty.
Yeah.
For an eligible fish.
For an eligible spotty.
It's a nice spotty.
Yeah, it's a nice spotty, but it's
Yeah.
not. We had last year was 18 inches.
Yeah,
and
that's a little bit.
nobody catch. Well,
That's like
I
a
shouldn't
little
say nobody because we did have a number of 18-inch
18
spotties.
spotties? Wow.
Yeah,
That's
entered.
a big spotty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
they also, if they want to go surf fishing, we got surf perch on there.
Oh, no
yeah,
kidding.
for this time, this year, for the first time, we've got surf perch. You can enter. It only has to be 9 inches to enter
Yeah.
the
And
surf perch. And
it's a nice surf perch, but still, those are very doable.
yeah. So it could be barred surf perch, pile perch, rubber lip perch.
Now, is that for the youth division as well
Yeah,
as the adult division?
all of these fish are eligible in the youth division.
So tell us about the Star Tournament. We talk a lot about it here. $100,000 worth of prizes up for grabs.
That's right. The big grand prize is a 16-foot Mako with a motor and a trailer. You can win. That's the big grand prize. But you know that this doesn't. This tournament doesn't operate like most tournaments, and it's kind of a misnomer to call it a tournament.
Right.
What you have to do is just catch an eligible fish, and we give you a measuring device. You can and you can catch 2 fish, 2 species per day, and enter in the Star Tournament. So, and for every fish that you enter, you get an entry into the big grand prize raffle at the end of the year with all those prizes we talked about.
And all you have to do is catch an eligible fish, which would be surf perch of 9 inches, spotty of 15 inches, calico bass or sand bass of 18 inches, link cod, striped bass of what is that?
22 inches. Yeah.
And then Chinook salmon if you're up north, California halibut at 28. And then over here we have tuna, white sea bass, yellowtail 36, right?
Right. Not all of them are very achievable.
Yes,
very achievable.
Very achievable.
So
all you have to do is catch and photograph the fish on the ruler, right?
Mhm.
And enter on the Fishing Chaos app,
on the Fishing Chaos app. Yeah.
Enter it. And you can enter 2 fish
per category per day. So you could
2
enter
fish per category.
You can enter 2 halibut per day, 2 lingcod. I took my buddy fishing the other day. He caught 2 lingcod. Both measured on this, and he got 2 entries. He got a sand bass the same day, a big sand bass, and he entered that. So, and there's a Mylar balloon division. So he had 2 lingcod, 1 sand bass, and a Mylar balloon.
What's the Mylar balloon?
So if you pick up a Mylar balloon and you put it on the measuring device and you take a picture, there's a category in the Fishing Chaos app. You can actually enter a Mylar balloon. Now that won't make you eligible for the big grand prize at the end of the year, but it will make you eligible for another drawing where you can actually win prizes.
That sounds
There's a
cool.
Mylar balloon.
Trying to collect the Mylar balloon.
Yeah, trying to get the Mylar balloon. Yeah. So that's not a catch and release item, by the way.
You got to catch and fillet. Catch and fillet it and put it in your garbage.
Yeah, take a picture on the measuring device, and you're in the Mylar, and you can. I believe you can catch as many Mylar balloons as you like per day. There's no limit.
That's funny. So how does one enter the Star Tournament?
So,
if you're not already in, it started on Memorial Day.
It started on Memorial Day.
Through Labor Day.
Right. So Memorial Day weekend through Labor Day, 2026. Go to CCA California.org/star and enter right there. You can enter there.
There's a little tab right at the top.
Yes.
Go to ccacalifornia.org.
Yes. Yeah. .org, and you'll see the Star tab, you can go org/star. Either way, you'll get there and then register and you pay. You have to be a CCA member. So I got to say that. For CCA members, it's $40 to enter.
Which you should be a CCA member. Anyway.
Yeah. I'm a life member. I think you are too.
Life member, yeah.
So you can,
you're in.
But normally it's $40 a year to join CCA, and it's $40 to enter the Star Tournament. So for $40, I drink $40 of beer a week. So
yes. Yeah.
I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. Well, is that all? Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, and that's for a full year's membership, and you're supporting the cause.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing, I think, is you're supporting the cause. Once again, I'll get back to the whole idea. We don't want to talk. I don't like talking politics. I want to talk about fishing and what we did out on our last trip. But I think this is something we have to focus on, and I would urge everybody to join CCA. Yeah. And so, because the more people we have, the more the politicians will listen to us.
Please get into the Star Tournament. Please join CCA. It's very important. But as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for today. Jim is a wealth of knowledge. The guy fishes hard and has been doing it for a long time here and really super knowledgeable, a lot of different aspects. If you want to join us, phones are open right now. Kyle's standing by at the fan at 833-288-0973, or of course on the Let's Talk Hookup app, free download on either the Google Play or the Apple Store. It's free. Just download the Let's Talk Hookup app, and that's the only way you can text us is through that app. And one lucky caller or texter, we're going to flip that coin at the end of the show, and you're going to win an AFCO prize package. AFCO, and of course, Bill Shedd and the whole AFCO organization, so supportive of CCA, giving us a prize package today that includes the new AFCO lure binder. Have you seen those?
I haven't.
They're awesome. They're super cool for putting your lures in.
Nice.
Either trolling lures, surface iron, whatever. It's super easy to carry around and very protective of them. And you're going to have also win along with that AFCO lure binder. You're going to win a medium reel bag, all courtesy of AFCO. So again, 833-288-0973. And when we come back, we're going to talk to Jim, take your phone calls, take your texts. Stay tuned. This is Southern California Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
For local or long-range fishing, we have you covered. Hi, this is Doug Kern from Fisherman's Landing Tackle, the saltwater tackle professionals. Being a part of the San Diego Sport Fishing Landing gives us a distinct advantage when it comes to getting you on the latest and hottest tackle for your trip. Our expert staff knows exactly what you need for your long-range or local trip, and we will not sell you something you don't need. We carry a huge inventory of the right tackle. So visit us at Fisherman's Landing Tackle at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
This is Captain Tim Ekstrom from the long-range vessel Royal Star. With my partners Randy Toussaint and Brian Sims, we have set the bar for the long-range fishing experience. Spring 8-day, summer 5-day, or fly-down, fly-back 11-day winter trip, we deliver the highest quality long-range voyage you will find. From our premium RSW fish storage to our top-of-the-line chefs and crew, Royal Star distinguishes itself from all others. Want to grab a spot on the Royal Star? Check us out at RoyalStarSportFishing.com or call Tracy at 619-224-4764.
One rod has set the standard for serious saltwater anglers worldwide, and that's CalStar. From the rugged dependability of the West Coast series, the lightweight strength of the Graphiter, or the performance of the GG series, all CalStar rods are handmade right here in Southern California of the finest materials and craftsmanship. Check out the new CalStar models now available, as well as upgrades to the classic rods that you know and love. If you want your tackle to be state-of-the-art tools to get the job done right, it's CalStar at fine tackle dealers.
Whether you're on the lake, on the river, or on the bay, when you hop on board for a day on the water, make sure everyone's on board with wearing a life jacket. Life jackets save lives. Get on board. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
Hi, this is Tommy the Fishmonger from Tunaville Market and Grocery and the TV show Fishmonger. I've known Yosef Husseini for over 20 years, and he's the expert when it comes to real estate. He's helped me with estate planning and multiple estate questions that the average guy like myself just doesn't understand. Yosef's not only a fellow angler, but he's an amazing realtor that specializes in helping us in the angling community find their ultimate home. If you own a home, get a free, no obligation home evaluation now online from Yusuf by typing in SoCalHomeEval.com. All you do is put in your address and you'll get that report fast. Yusuf is the SoCal real estate guy to go to. He's helped me and many of my customers and family members to find what they are looking for in a home. He understands the real estate market like no other, so take it from Tommy the Fishmonger. Yusuf's the real deal when it comes to your real estate needs. Go to SoCalHomeEval.com and I'll see you at Tunaville Market and Grocery.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Pete Gray here, along with Jim Hendricks from CCA California, saltwater sportsman, and Scott Sherman is on the line. Good morning, Scott.
Hey, good morning, guys. Another good show. And a question for your guest on the electronic side of things. I've got a Simrad Evo 2, and all of a sudden my temperature gauge is not reading correctly. I'm about 5 degrees higher than what it should be. Is there a way to reset those, or is that something going wrong in the transducer, or what do you think?
Well, good question. I've had the same issue myself, so I can talk a little bit about it. There is a way you can adjust the temperature, reset it. It should be somewhere in the menu, but I doubt that that you'll be able to compensate for it. The sensors, whether it's in the transducer, you have a separate sensor, are basically, I guess I could describe them as springs. And the more they expand, the more they, the greater the temperature, the more they contract, the less the temperature. I know sometimes those sensors go bad. Just, even if you don't go fishing, even if it's just sitting on a trailer, especially if it's sitting on a trailer, that sensor goes bad because you'll get cold days and hot days, and that sensor tends to flex back and forth.
And are those sensors built into the transducer?
They are. Well, they can be. And then I have a separate sensor in addition to the sensors built into the transducers. I have like 4 transducers on the boat. Wow. But they can go bad. I had a Furuno unit at one point. The sensor and the transducer just went out, and I said, well, I'm just going to turn that off. You can turn it off in the display, of course. And then I installed a separate sensor. It's a Cytex sensor that I put in there. But you can go into the menu, you can make incremental adjustments, but 5 degrees is a big swing. So I think what's happened is that sensor has gone back. How old is the transducer, may I ask?
It came with about 10 years old. Okay.
Let's get into that point where it could have happened. My advice, rather than replacing the transducer, I don't know what you have, but those are pretty expensive. My advice is to get a separate temperature sensor. They'll be more accurate anyway. It'll read in up to 100ths rather than in tenths, and that's what my suggestion is, because a sea surface temperature sensor is really important, as you know.
Yes.
Out there, especially when you're offshore fishing.
Yeah. So, and is there a particular one you would recommend?
I have the Cytex. It's a separate unit. Yeah, it's a separate unit.
Now, does that it takes an install of a transducer through hull?
Small transducer, very small through hull transducer. I think the hole's probably an inch in diameter, something like that. It's a stem, and then a small little puck that goes on the bottom of the hull. But that's I would try going into the menu and see if you can make that adjustment, see if you can correct for it. But my feeling is that sensor's gone bad.
Yeah, that's the feeling I had too with that kind of. I mean, if it was just a couple, a degree or two, but when you're getting 5-6 degree swing, it's something a little different.
Not good.
Do you have anybody local that you recommend for doing installation on those type of things?
I don't, because I do all my own installations. The
guys over at West Coast Marine, really
that would be great. West Coast Marine,
they do a great job.
Where are you located?
Gotcha.
He's in San Diego.
San Diego, okay. Yeah, West Coast Marine would be great.
Yeah,
it's a Parker, and I use West Coast Marine as my service place. So
yeah, no, the guys over there, as you know, because I have my boat service there too. They do an excellent job. They're really knowledgeable about a lot of different aspects.
Can I ask you one more question? What kind of transducer do you have?
I'm absolutely not sure. It's the one that came with the system when I bought the boat brand new.
Okay.
Whatever they put in there hooked up to the Simrad.
All right. If you do get a new transducer, I really recommend a tilted element through hull like the B175HW.
That's what I have.
Yeah. That's a bigger transducer probably than you have already. I'm not sure, but it is a through hull, and it is flush, almost flush to the bottom of the boat. It's a great transducer. I actually have the HW, which is the high wide, and I have the L, which is the low frequency
I have
version.
Both of those also, and it makes it incredible.
Yeah.
Nothing like I've ever seen. And those are all Airmar transducers.
Those are Airmar, but they're also sold under the Simrad brand. So they private brand the Airmars. But thanks so much for your question. I really appreciate it.
Hey, Sherm, great to hear from you.
For the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Go ahead.
Good fishing next to you the other day, Pete.
Yeah, we were out at the Coronado Islands yesterday, and that's a good point for bringing out why temperature is so important. The difference in the water temperature on my chart there was down at the South Island, it was 64.5. Up at Pukey Point, North Island, it was 68, 69. Big difference.
Big
and that's
swing.
Where the better fishing was,
right.
up more toward the north there. So in the warmer water.
Nice.
So important to have good temperature
Yes.
there. Yeah, we caught some fish and it was a good time. A little choppy, but that's all right. All right, Sherm. Good.
We'll take it when you're bringing in those kind of fish. Buddy.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. Thanks a lot for the call this morning. Appreciate that very much. Hey, let's go live down to Cedros Island. Talk to our good buddy Jeff Mariani from Casa de Cedros, formerly Cedros Kayak Fishing. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Pete. Good morning, Jim. How are you guys doing today? Great show so far.
Hey,
thanks.
We're having fun and a lot going on today. And what's going on down at Cedros?
Man, it is phenomenal fishing. It's great that we're talking CCA. I've had John Bellotti from the CCA group down at our place last week. Tore it up on the bass fishing, which was phenomenal. He fished with Greg Mason and Owen. They went out and did some kayaking, but we had our pongas out. I got an extra boat, and so we had our 2 pongas fishing for black sea bass and white sea bass and limit style yellowtail. I mean, Pete, it is just absolutely going crazy on the island. This is the black sea bass year. All my trips in May and June so far, every group has had opportunities at black sea bass. Every group has gotten them. So I just had a father-son and son-in-law team, Martin Magnus and Aaron and Sergio down there. They whacked the black sea bass. They'd never really gotten into them before up here in the San Diego area. So great opportunity down there on jigs and the hookup baits, of course. But the flat fall seems to be really, or if you're a Colt Sniper guy, really seems to be working good. Water temp on the island, 66.4 on the weather side of the island. So around town, stuff like that, we're getting close to 70. Definitely a couple of degrees warmer than normal. There's been some weather for the island for sure. We've been battling the winds. Next week is no exception. There's a pretty big combo swell going on too. But everyone's able to get to the good high spots in the mornings. Limit style yellowtail fishing pretty much by 8:30, 9 o'clock. Everyone's kind of done with that and moving on to something else.
Wow.
We have a really good group. Tim Manaka's down there with a couple of his buddies.
Another CCA guy.
Another CCA guy, yeah. And I have a long range guy that Katie found, Bernie Lamar. He put a whole frozen squid down the other day and got a 152-pound black.
Wow.
After getting his limited yellowtail. So,
wow.
Yes, very, very good fishing going on down there right now. Looking forward to your trip that we got planned in August with Rick. He's never been to my house, so super, super excited to get him down there and show him what's going on.
Yeah, and yeah, that's the dates of that trip are August 14th through 17th. It's a Friday through Monday, so it's over a weekend. You fly down on a private 6-passenger plane with just yourself and 5 other people, just 6 people. You stay in Jeff's house up there. It's a beautiful house. I've stayed there. You get your own room, and then you have community area to set up your tackle. You've got a great community area. I sit out by the fire, make wood-fired pizzas and stuff. It's a beautiful view up on the top of the hill there in Cedros, and you fish either ponga fishing or kayaks, whatever your choice is. I know a lot of guys like to ponga fish down there. I know Ron Lane was down there a couple weeks ago. He's telling me about the fantastic kayak fishing is, but it's your choice, right?
Absolutely. I'll leave those kayaks in the garage if that's not your thing. For sure. We love, just fishing our pongas just as much as the kayaks. So yeah, we'll do whatever the group wants, even if somebody wanted to get in the kayak just for a little bit one day. We absolutely make that happen. I mean, getting those Hobies from Ron, best boats on the market for sure. And if someone has never kayaked, it's just a fun, kind of thing to do for, even if it's just for a couple hours. But yeah, absolutely, Pete, we'll leave them in the garage and just strictly fish our pongas. Everything is right there in my driveway. So, a lot more simplicity. I just like to keep it simple and everyone, comfortable. And
then the flight down too, you're going through CBX, escorted through CBX, and you get on a 6-passenger, only 6 passengers. You can take your rods and reels, you can take all your supplies and everything, right?
Nice.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm walking everyone across all the way to the plane just to ensure that we have, very comfortable, calm, uneventful crossings. And I'm literally the one putting your rods in the plane. And so, it's our private charter. So I try to tell everyone, obviously we got to pack a little lighter. Don't get too crazy with the weight, but we're able to get all your fish home. and all your stuff that you're not. If you're a lot of these guys are coming again in 2027. I mean, people are already booking for us, and my fishing room's filling up. Everyone's leaving a bag, so I'm running out of room.
once you go, it's like you're going to go back on. And the amazing thing about this trip, especially like the one now, you offer the 3.5 day, like Rick's hosting on August 14th. It's $29.95. It's like so inexpensive.
Nice.
Includes everything, right?
Wow.
Your food, everything but your license, right?
Yeah, you got to get your fishing license. You got to park your car over there at the CBX. I take care of your bridge pass. And then if you enjoy adult beverages, we'll take you to the store every single day. I can't sell that stuff at the house, but I definitely take you down to the markets. And then gratuity, if you like to tip the crew. Those are your only extras. Everything's included, including that first day of fishing. We're staying out till 5 o'clock every single day, so you're getting lots and lots of fishing time.
Nice.
Wow.
And we're traveling all around the island. I put enough fuel in the boats to go way around the backside if we go up to the North Point, or if you go all the way around to San Augustine, you can definitely make it up to Pierre de Colorado, and get a chance at some great calico bass fishing and rock fishing, things like that up there, and big yellows down deeper. So yeah, we're trying to give you that customized, personalized trip, and that's what we can do because there's only 6 guys at a time. So
it's pretty
we
cool.
get to meet everybody's needs every single day.
Yeah. Well, how do we get a hold of you if we want to book a trip?
The best way definitely is to call me at 760-412-2507. But we got our all-star Katie. She's working on our website at casadecedros.com, and give us a couple weeks on that, and she's going to have that thing dialed in like she's doing on our social media stuff. So,
all right. Sounds
the best
great.
way, give me a phone call.
Give us the number one more time. casadecedros.com, and what's the phone number again?
760-412-2507.
All right, Jeff Mariani, Casa de Cedros, wonderful spot. Hey, we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
Talk to you soon. Thanks,
all right,
Pete.
Thanks for the report. Appreciate that very much. That's cool.
What a personalized
Doesn't
experience.
that sound cool? I've been there. It's pretty awesome.
It's like a 6-pack charter, to Mexico.
Yeah, down to Cedros.
I know.
Like the bass and yellowtail capital of the world.
I want to go.
Yeah, no kidding. Definitely. Hey, let's jump into the phones. We have John in San Diego. Good morning, John.
Good morning, guys. I wanted to ask about the Help the Kelp program. What are you guys doing to help the kelp?
Was this a plant? Excuse the pun.
Yeah. Tell us. I don't even know about.
You don't know about Help the Kelp. All right, I'm going to tell you about it. So there's an invasive species here off the California coast. It's primarily focused at some of the islands, like Catalina Island. The front side of Catalina is really infested with.
Is it?
Yeah, it's called. The scientific name is Sargassum horneri. We call it the devil weed. Yeah. But it's the problem is it was dropped here by some freighters that ballast in there. So it's found a home here in Southern California, unfortunately, and it's thriving in the warmer water. What happens is once it kind of establishes itself, it displaces the natural kelp beds, giant kelp beds.
Oh,
yeah.
Geez.
So the natural kelp beds have a hard time establishing themselves once the devil weed takes hold. The program that we are promoting, and we launched it at PCS, is that we don't want you really to touch it. We don't want you to try to get, it's for this is for divers mostly, but we don't want you to get in there and start pulling it loose, because what happens is if you pull it loose, the weed floats away and then it reestablishes itself elsewhere. So it's kind of like a alien creature, it just goes and grabs hold of someplace else. But we do want you, if you happen to pull it up on your anchor, or you pull it up on a fishing, on your fishing hook or lure, we don't want you to throw it back. We want
throw it in your trash can.
You want to put it in the trash, just like the Mylar balloons. We want you to put it. You don't get a prize for it, but we want you to put it in the trash can and get it out of circulation.
What's it look like?
It looks like we actually got a picture of it on one of the flyers. If you go to our website, you can see the program.
CCACalifornia.org.
Yeah, you can see what it looks like. You probably have seen it. You probably you'll see it floating around, and you probably pulled it up. You probably say, "Oh, that's just some seaweed." No.
It looks like something out of an aquarium, right?
Yeah. And it's brown. Just like it's brown sargassum. It does. It is an annual species, so it does slough off
in the colder months.
In the colder months, but then reestablishes itself in the warmer months.
Yeah.
But the problem is when it sloughs off with all kinds of spores, and then it goes and plants itself elsewhere. Yeah. So we're trying to just educate. It's an outreach program for anglers and spear fishermen and other boaters. Let's try to not throw it back in the water when we see it. The other thing is we want people to report it when they see it. There's a reporting system through the Department of Fish and Wildlife. Report it where you're finding it, and let us know. Eventually, we're hoping the water returns to its colder status, and the sargassum horneri, all is not lost.
Yeah.
Hopefully waters will get cooler again
After this year.
Yeah.
Not this year.
Yeah, we want
Doesn't look that way.
And it'll go away.
Yeah.
So
hey,
thank you for the question.
Yeah, very good. Thanks for the call too. You want to get through 833-288-0973. And hey, let's find out what's biting. Marcos from C4 Sport Fishing is on the line, and this is sponsored by Summit Gasoline at the San Diego Sports Arena, with your place to fill up your car, your truck, your boat with the lowest gas and diesel prices. Did you also know that Summit is the place to get the lowest price on ice and snacks for your trips? Over 40 snacks all for just 89 cents, as well as sandwiches, frozen bait. Ice is nearly half the price of less than half the price. $3.99 for a 25-pound bag. That's a 25-pound bag, not a 20-pound bag. And you get 100 pounds of free ice with a 35-gallon fill-up. Just tell them you listen to Let's Talk Hookup. They'll give you that 100 pounds of free ice for free. And the best car wash in town for just $6. Summit Gasoline, it is the best place for the lowest price on gas and diesel, and 100 pounds of free ice, and free ice for Let's Talk Hookup listeners. It's right there at the San Diego Sports Arena. Good morning, Marcos.
Good morning, guys. How's everyone doing today?
Doing great. How's the fishing?
It keeps rolling along about what we've been seeing. It's been pretty consistent for most of the year. A couple down periods throughout the few months here, but half days still catching nice mix of calico bass, bonita, barracuda, sand bass. They did have a few white sea bass yesterday afternoon. I believe that was the second time this week they've seen some white sea bass. So definitely kind of what you expect from that early summer, late spring fishing. Some halibut in the mix also there. Earlier in the week on Monday, they did have some yellowtail, bonita, barracuda also over the weekend. So pretty good trip there on those half days and the 3/4 day on the Sea Watch. I know we've been pumping that one up a lot, but it's such a nice in-between trip there. If you want to do a little bit more than a half day, but not ready to do the dark to dark on the San Diego, some good yellowtail, bonita, barracuda, bass on that trip also. San Diego, very good yellowtail fishing, yellowtail, bonita, barracuda, same there. Some nice bigger fish in the mix on that one also. Overnight boats, seeing bluefin still, bluefin, yellowtail, all of the above. So kind of like I said, some bigger fish on those bluefins, 50 to 80, some 100-pounders plus, some big yellowtail on the Tribute earlier in the week. They had some 25-pound plus fish on there. So it's summertime. It's summertime. Yeah. This is the kind of fish count you expect for this time of the year. A nice mix of stuff. You've got your options on what you want to catch, how long you want to be out there, half day, 3/4 day, full day, day and a half and longer. Check the website, seaforthlanding.com. Got our full schedule up there for all of those trips. Make your reservations right online there. Give us a call at the office, 619-224-3383. And I would expect this fishing to continue for probably the rest of the summer here.
Yeah, for sure. Now, did I hear right that the half-day boat on Wednesday morning had 75 yellows?
No, not... That's a lot of yellowtail. It was Tuesday morning.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, Tuesday morning. Yeah, I had to figure out which day it was. They had 73 yellows.
73. Okay, well, I missed by 2.
Wow,
that's a good score for the morning.
Just a whole day and 2 yellowtail. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
They actually have. It's kind of hard to argue with. It's hard to argue with 20 yellowtail on a half day trip.
Yeah, 73 yellows on a morning half day.
Wow,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and then the next day I was rolling over the hill in La Jolla and I saw like 50 boats. I was like, "What the heck's going on?" So of course I asked Frank Lopresti, who knows everything. I was like, "Oh, so the half day boat had 73 yellows." Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. But
that would do it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, Marcos, great report as always. Appreciate your report. Give us a number once again, and we want to book for C4 Sport Fishing.
Check the website, seaforthlanding.com. You can look at the full schedule up there. Give us a call at the office, 619-224-3383. Like we always talk about, when fishing gets like this, don't wait to make your reservations. Make them as soon as possible. Don't wait till they catch 73 LTL on the half day and try to go the next day because they'll probably fill up because everyone else will want to go too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hey, Marcos on the radio. There he is. C4 Sport Fishing. Thanks, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
We'll talk to you then, guys.
All right.
Bye.
And when we come back, we're going to take some phone calls. We're going to take some texts and talk more with Jim Hendricks from CCA and Saltwater Sportsman. Stay tuned. Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.
Every boater wants reliability and peace of mind on the water, and that's exactly what Towboat US San Diego provides. As part of the largest on-water towing fleet in the nation, Towboat US San Diego is ready to respond when you need them, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. As a member, you get free towing, free fuel delivery, free jump starts, and many more service on any boat you own, borrow, or rent. Summer is here, and the Towboat US San Diego fleet is geared up and ready to help when you need them. Becoming a member is easy and affordable. Sign up now at towboatussandiego.com. Let's face it, when you are out on the water, things happen fast, and Towboat US San Diego can help you get home safe. Their fleet of boats and professional captains are standing by, ready to lend you a hand. Membership is inexpensive, and it's certainly a must-have for everyone. Become a member today. Check towboatussandiego.com for details. Towboat US San Diego, your friend on the water.
Hi, this is Captain Ray Lopez, owner-operator of the American Angler. I spent more than half my life aboard the American Angler along with my partners Brian and Lori, developing a team that's as good as it gets. I've been fortunate to spend time on the ocean with so many fine people that I look forward to fishing with. We can't thank you enough for being part of the American Angler family, and if you haven't joined us, we love the opportunity to meet you. Text or call Lori at 619-223-5414 or check AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com.
Seasoned long-range fishermen know that the Red Rooster 3 is the finest fishing vessels in terms of technology, design, speed, comfort, and safety. This 105-foot sport fishing yacht meets every demand for comfort while delivering an unforgettable fishing vacation. Captain Andy Cates and crew are experienced, friendly, and sincere in their desire to help you have the trip of a lifetime. Book a trip on the Red Rooster 3, and you'll be back. Trips fill fast, so check redrooster3.com or call Lee Palm Sport Fisheries at 619-224-3857.
Baker Marine knows you need a pair of stabilized binoculars, and Fujinon just made the deal even sweeter with an additional $200 savings on their amazing bundle deal. Here's what's included: Fujinon Technostabby TSX 1440 binoculars, Pelican Vault case with custom laser cut foam insert, plus the Fujinon polarized filters, a $1,704 retail value for just $1,299.99. You save over $400. This is the best deal ever on these amazing binoculars. The Fujinon Technostabby TSX 1440 delivers rock steady vision, and now protect your investment with the custom Pelican case and the polarized filters that help you find more on the water. This special bundle is available at Baker Marine on Shelter Island for a limited time only. Stop by their store on Shelter Island in San Diego and take advantage on this never before seen bundle pricing on the Fujinon TSX 1440 binoculars, a savings of over $400. Learn more at bakermarine.com.
Welcome back. Let's Talk Hookup right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan. Pete Gray here along with Jim Hendricks. And we're having a good time talking fishing, and some great texts coming through too, along with all these fantastic reports we've had this morning. And man, it's fishing. It's summer.
It is. Longest day of the year. It's the summer solstice.
That's right. It's the summer solstice today. Yeah. So,
and tomorrow's Father's Day.
And happy Father's Day to all the fathers.
Same to
Happy
you.
Father's Day to you. And how many grandkids?
I have 8.
8 grandkids.
Yeah,
wow.
8 grandkids.
And from 3 children.
From three boys.
Yeah, 3 boys.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
God,
Well, the boys
happy
didn't have
Father's Day to
children.
you.
Their wives did.
Yeah. And we will be here tomorrow on Father's Day. We have a great show for you tomorrow. Captain Brian Kiyahara from the American Angler will be here, along with Mike Lum from Captain Rollo's Kids at Sea.
Mike,
We're gonna
another
be talking
CCA
about,
guy, too.
Yeah, Mike's on the board, and Mike will be talking a lot about that Reel a Week promotion that's just getting launched and all the stuff that you can win, including a trip on the American Angler. So that's tomorrow morning, Father's Day, 7 and 9 a.m.
Rollo's Kids, great organization.
Oh, they do so much for taking kids fishing.
Yeah.
So, hey, John Golly from Huntington Beach says, good morning. Awesome show. I have a question for Jim Hendricks. When did you start writing about fishing, and did you ever have another occupation? How did you get started with writing?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it is a good question.
I'm afraid to tell you that my first story appeared in Saltwater Sportsman in 1978. First feature story. I'd written some previous little shorts. Yeah, 1978 was the first year. I was in college. I was 5 years old, and no, not really. And I wrote the story. I actually had written a story previous to that about the Seal Cortez, and it was rejected. The publisher at the time, Rip Cunningham, sent me back a note telling me why it was rejected and why he, what to do to make my stories better. And after that, I never had another story rejected.
No kidding.
Yeah, I mean, it was very, very nice letter he wrote to me. He said, I'm going to reject this, but I'm going to tell you why. Anyway, I got started. I went to college, studied journalism. I began writing them almost immediately. You know how kids nowadays, they all want to do a YouTube channel. Well, back then, we all wanted to be fishing writers, and that's what I wanted to be. So I ended up being able to make a living at it. I didn't work full time as a writer immediately. I went into the advertising business, advertising and PR, but I worked for a number of clients that were in the fishing field, which was fun. Clients like Furuno and Penn and Suzuki Outboards. I worked for a company called Bear Advertising. I did that for 14 years.
Was like a PR guy.
PR. I actually ended up as a part owner and vice president of the agency at that time. But then I decided I wanted to kind of shift my career into writing, and I went into the full time as an editor. Never been an editor before, but I got hired as an editor, and I was able to fake it till I could make it. And 15 years ago, I went full time with Saltwater Sportsman and Boating Magazine. So I did have kind of another profession other than what I did when I was in high school. We worked in this Lucky supermarket, but that was about the only other profession I did.
Wow.
For 9 years. So that's how I got started,
career.
And that's my
and
career.
You're still at it.
I'm still at it. Yeah, still going strong.
So appreciative of all the things you do for CCA too.
Thanks.
You do a lot of. That's a lot of work.
It is, and it's kind of a curse because I can't not do it.
Yeah.
I'm so committed.
We have to support that organization.
Yeah. Thank you.
And every angler, I certainly hope that is listening out there is a member of CCA. It's $40. You get to be a part of an organization that's going to save the future of what we're doing here.
Yeah, I hope everybody does. I would say, if I preach the gospel of CCA all the time, but I would hope every angler could take the time to join CCA California, and because when we have numbers, we're an unstoppable force.
Yeah, and they have wonderful events both in LA, Inland Empire,
Right.
Orange County, the one in San Diego a few weeks ago that you were the host of. Fantastic events. You get to meet new people, new fishing friends, get to commingle with people, with like-minded people in the fishing industry. It's fun. It's a super fun organization.
It's a great. It's my circle of friends has expanded so much since I joined and got active in CCA.
Yeah, no question about it. And it's easy to do. CCACalifornia.org. And the nice thing when you're a member of CCA, it's just $40 to join the Star Tournament and win $10,000 in prizes.
Right. Yeah, we have sponsors that include Accurate Reels, Engel Coolers, Penn, Pinnacle, Pelagic, Seekers, Salty Crew, Batson, La Paz, Shimano, Bass Pro Shops, Polaris Supreme, and many more.
Yeah.
And we have also, I would mention, we have, in addition to all the grand prizes, we have weekly prizes. Okuma is giving away a reel every week during the 15-week period of this. So that doesn't make you ineligible for the grand prizes, but you can win that in addition to being eligible for the grand prizes.
And it doesn't have to be the biggest fish of the week. It just has to be an eligible fish.
And your name gets drawn out of all those fish that are caught.
And it's on whether it doesn't matter whether you're on a sport boat or your own boat, or you're fishing from the beach, you're fishing from a pier, a kayak. It doesn't matter.
And eligible waters are California waters, ocean waters, and below the border from the Mexican border down to Cabo San Lucas,
all the way down.
All the way
long
down
range fish qualify too.
Yes, all along the Pacific coast of Baja California.
So a lot of the boats have Wi-Fi now, so you can you catch a big tuna or a yellowtail or something, you bring the ruler with you, take a picture of it, post it on the
Fishing
Fishing
Chaos.
Chaos app
Yep.
from the boat.
Yep.
And you're in.
Yeah, you just have to have your location services turned on so we know where the fish was caught.
There
That's
you
about
go.
all. Yeah.
That's no big deal.
Mhm.
Yeah. Hey, Cheer Chris Show says, good morning, Pete and Jim. This is really a good question for me. He says, is it possible to allocate a few moments on the show each week for CCA California from like Tony or Eric? And yeah, sure. I mean, we talk about CCA all the time.
Right.
And certainly we could get an update from one of the directors and
You know,
participants,
I have
or
to
somebody
say,
like Jim.
Yeah, I see. Tony would be a great person to have
Tony'd
on
be
the
great.
show. Yeah, she
Yeah,
is our
she's really
advocacy person. She's the one going to Sacramento all the time, talking to the commissioners, fighting for our right to fish.
I would love to arrange that with Tony. Yeah,
Yes.
she and it'd always be good. Thank you, Cheer, for that. To remind people about what's going on with CCA, how involved, some of the new things, and realize a lot of the work. Now, of course, Wayne being involved with the show now, being one of our important co-hosts here, Wayne Cotto. I mean, he's so aware of everything.
Yep.
So Wayne does a lot of that. And
Wayne's
so maybe
like your
we can,
your person on the spot.
maybe we
he
can
knows
get
everything.
Wayne to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be good. Thanks, Cheer, for that. Hey, we've come to the end of the first hour here, and of course, we're going to say goodbye to the fan, but we've got another full hour for you, a full hour of Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app or Facebook and YouTube Live. Thanks to Kyle at the fan, and we'll see you on the other side here on the Facebook and YouTube Live and the Let's Talk Hookup app.
Make reliability a reality when you choose the power of a new Yamaha outboard during Yamaha's Real Reliability Sales Event. From now until June 30th, 2026, purchase a new eligible Yamaha 450 to 30 horsepower outboard and get up to 7 years of warranty protection. Looking for a lower horsepower? Yamaha's got you covered. Purchase a new Yamaha 25 to 2.5 horsepower outboard and receive up to $500 in dealer credit. Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Offer ends June 30th, 2026, subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. 24-month Yamaha extended service added to 36 or 60-month factory limited warranty. Choice offered to Florida residents is a 24-month Yamaha limited warranty for select motors. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer. Even the biggest tuna can become line shy. That's why Seaguar has introduced Big Game Gold Label leader coils. Seaguar's Big Game Gold Label is a thinner yet stronger 100% fluorocarbon leader. That means it's less visible underwater and creates more natural presentations for better catch rates on leader shy fish. It helps if you fool and then catch the monsters of the sea. With exceptional knot and tensile strength, this advanced leader material is now available in 100 to 200 pound leader coils. Get Seaguar Gold Label at your favorite tackle dealer or learn more at seaguar.com.
Everyone has their go-to fishing spot. My spot is Kingfisher Charters in Sitka, Alaska. Rock Cod Rick here to say if you're looking for the ultimate Alaska experience and the best value in Alaska, it's Kingfisher Charters. Owner Seth Bone and his crew consistently deliver deluxe accommodations, the finest food, world-class fish processing, and top-of-the-line fishing experience. We've literally sent hundreds of our listeners to Kingfisher, and they all can't wait to go back. Most Alaska resorts make big promises, and they don't deliver, or they'll nickel and dime you to drive up the cost, but not Kingfisher. Everything is included. Your license, fish processing, super deluxe accommodations, amazing food, airport transfers, your gear. Literally all you need to bring is your layer clothing, and Kingfisher covers the rest. They also have the finest boats and charter captains in Sitka, all for the ultimate value. Take it from me. Book your trip to Kingfisher Charters and you'll thank me. Kingfisher Charters. 800-727-6136 or check kingfishercharters.com.
For your next fishing adventure, check Point Loma Sport Fishing. They offer half-day and full-day trips daily, perfect for families and the novice or seasoned fishermen. Point Loma Sport Fishing also offers overnight to multi-day trips, targeting the best of seasonal catches. Visit PointLomaSportFishing.com, where you can purchase tickets online and get more information on the trips available, or call 619-223-1627. Want to go fishing? Point Loma Sport Fishing has you covered.
Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's Talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Mexa, and Corey Sandin.
And welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup, right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app and Facebook and YouTube Live. Pete Gray here, along with Jim Hendricks. Corey Sandin was supposed to be here today, but he's under the weather. Hopefully he feels better soon. And Rock Cod Rick's on his way back from Sitka. He'll be here tomorrow. And Wayne Cotto's fishing in the Amazon. Peacock bass fishing. So there you go. It's summer.
That's right.
First day is today the official first day of summer?
It's the summer solstice.
Summer
it's the longest day of the year. That's
longest
all
day
I
of the
know.
year.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think it's summer.
Yeah, I think it's summer.
It is official.
It's been summer for me for a while.
It has. It's been a summertime.
Yeah,
so
it has.
we have a great show. Jim is the saltwater editor for electronics for Saltwater Sportsman, right?
Right.
And he does Boating Magazine. He's on the board of directors and marketing committee for CCA California. And what else? He's just an all-time fisherman.
Well, yeah. Let me see. I'm on the advisory panel for the White Sea Bass Hatchery
That's
program.
a huge deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, and that CCA is a great supporter of that. That's one of our pillars is the
Yeah.
White Sea Bass Hatchery program.
Oh, no doubt about it. Yeah, for sure.
and-
Well, let's find out what's biting. Hey, the Catch Report today, sponsored FishDope.com report, is sponsored by the Fish Pros at Fisherman's Processing in San Diego, where you get your premier processing experience. Check out the easier online system to book your processing for your local long-range trip. With more team members, Fisherman's Processing stays far ahead of the rest, more same-day capacity, and the finest in customer service. Stop by their location in Old Town on Taylor Street or check fishermansprocessing.com and book your reservations today. And I got a little Fisherman's Processing Tuesday when we were at the islands, caught some yellowtail.
Nice.
It just didn't feel, it was rough, and we were going to stop in the harbor and clean them. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I'm just going to call Fisherman's Processing and have them pick them up in the morning, put them in the bag, put ice on them.
Right.
Gave them the Fisherman's Processing. Like in an hour, I got a phone call. Fish is ready. And it's it's literally table ready. It's
Perfect.
vacuum packed. You don't have to cut out anything
Wow.
out of the fillets. It's easy.
Nice.
It's just a better product.
Wow.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
So if you're on your own private boat or if you're on a sport boat, just give them a call or book their reservation online. And it gives honor to the fish you're catching.
Absolutely.
Because it's such good quality.
Right.
Yeah.
I wish we had something like that up north.
Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, and now our private boater buddy, Captain Mark Wish from Pacific Edge. Good morning, Mark.
Pete, good morning. Jim, how the hell are you, buddy? Long
Good.
time no fish with.
Hey, Mark. Yeah, how you doing?
Oh, we're doing good, but I gotta tell you, I'm really pleased that you're keeping an eye on my local spots up there. You know, I'm mostly fishing out of Dana now, but I miss that Horseshoe, Huntington Beach, Palos Verdes stuff a lot.
I was out there on Tuesday, Mark, and it was great fishing.
Yeah. What spots were you cleaning off?
Oh, see.
Yeah. Well, the secret ones you taught me about, but we released everything. You know what? There was a lot of krill out there. Unbelievable amount of krill. All the rockfish are coming up with stuffed with krill.
Krill. Not red crab, but krill.
No, they were not red crab. They were krill. Yeah. And the bass came up stuffed with these little glass minnows. They were just puking them up everywhere. So there's just tons and tons of life out there in those deeper stones, those like 120 foot spots.
You know, there's a story, and I was just sitting there just for the break contemplating that you should write a story of wrecks, rocks, and hard bottom. I mean, that title just popped into my head.
Yep. I should. I think I've done it a few times. You've probably done it a few times. I think right back in 1978 when I started writing those stories, I think that's when you called me the first time, Mark, and said, "Hey, I want to take you out fishing." And that's how we got together on the jig time.
Really?
Oh my God. Oh, this is a great story, Pete. Jim had written a story about something, and I said, I think I'll get a hold of this guy, which I did. And he immediately accepted an offer to go fishing. I had a little 18-foot skiff called the Jig Time that caught so many fish back in the day. And we went out and fished sculpin on a couple different spots, and we wrapped it up fishing on a wreck called Georgia Straits. It's a wreck of a tugboat. And those sculpin were like 3 deep sitting on that thing. We plowed them.
It was December, right after Christmas, I remember.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was fun fishing, buddy.
It was.
And we've caught a few since then. But anyway, Guy, we could tell stories like this forever. But so we made it through spring. Today is the last day of spring. Tomorrow, according to Tide Log, at 1:24 a.m. is officially the start of summer.
Thanks for clarifying on that.
Yeah, there you go. And but it's pretty much game on in a lot of areas right now, and the weather's pretty nice on the inside here for Father's Day weekend, which is good because a lot of families will be out and about there. But starting up north, been interesting at the northern islands. Obviously weather's always an issue. It's not too bad right now, so you can get out. And sea bass at Santa Rosa and Santa Cruz both. Squid fishing, there's some bait around, but it's tough. But what's important is the guys, they're working up and down the kelp lines, especially the guys with the sonar are really good at this. But casting the white flukes at spots of either fish that you see, actual breezers, or schools on the meter, and man, those sea bass are getting all over them white flukes. It's working pretty good. Nothing new from the outside at San Nicolas, just the bottom snappers. They're biting full speed, of course. And Santa Barbara Island is another story altogether. It's just inside of Nick, and it's in a little better weather most of the time inside the wind line. There is a little bait there. No shortage of seals chasing it around. I mean, it's tough fishing for bait, but with all the creatures up there chasing it. But it is what it is. But fishing at the little island has really been notable. If you're hunting trophy yellowtails, that's the place to be right now. There's been several over 40 over the last week or two, and rumor of a 50-pounder that was caught this week here. So definitely heavy tackle and tight drag fishing up there, guys. And there's a lot of that tanker grade yellow with a few nice sea bass mixed in also. Or at Catalina, we've seen some pretty good signal. That island took a long time to shake off the doldrums, but this particular week, yellows and sea bass both, it's kind of a slow start. So it's really nice to see things getting rolling. Sea bass have been pretty much backside east along the kelp lines there. Some pretty good fishing, limit fishing, for the guys that know how to do that stuff. And then yellows are scattered all over with some good fishing on the front side now in the Isthmus proper, in that Empire Red Bluff sector, and down around the east end proper. All had some pretty good fishing on the yellowtail, and a lot of it's been pretty nice size. Some little pinchy ones in there, but fishing high 20s.
Wow.
Nice.
In there also. And then some of that local sea bass, that bigger sea bass, is showing up along the beach here, both on the structure spots up inside Santa Monica Bay. There's been some big ones. And 52-pounder yesterday caught off of Isers right out here, guys fishing sand bass. And, and what's nice is that this time of year, the barracuda are way behind schedule for whatever reason, but a lot of times the sea bass and barracudas are mixed together, and we're starting to see more of that barracuda mixed in. So we'll maybe see a little more of that tanker grade sea bass. And then a little bit of breaking news. Danny just texted me, Danny from Fish Dope just texted me a little bit ago with a heads up. The airplane was up yesterday, and they saw a spot of breaking bluefin east of the Osborne, and there hasn't been much there yet. And that stuff on the Cortez and the Tanners kind of backed off the last little bit. So that is possible, strictly speculating, that that stuff is making a little move, and maybe it's going to show up in that basin below Santa Barbara Island, around the Osborne, and between there and the west end of Catalina. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully that checks out. So I could just keep going for another 10 minutes here, but that's basically this week's report.
It sounds really good, Mark. And one thing that that Jim and I were talking about before the show is black cod, because the guys were up at Kingfisher Charters and they just like slayed the black cod up there at Kingfisher. And Jim says, "Have you ever caught him here?" And I said, "No, but he has." Right?
Well, yeah,
Talk about that, Jim.
Well, recently we found them out in about 1,200 feet of water, 1,150, something like that. Electric reels. The black cod and the black gills together. You know, if you find the black gills, it seems like you're going to find the black cod, on those deeper spots. But when I was a kid, there was black cod everywhere. I mean, we used to go out on the Isle of Redondo, and I didn't even know what we were catching. But you couldn't get to the bottom. There were so many black cod. It was on the Redondo Canyon area. Yeah, we just fill gunny sacks full of black cod.
Wow, and delicious.
Isn't it interesting how the water changes and the fish move and populations of this and that come and go? Because I remember the same thing, Jim. Them things were a nuisance a lot of times.
Yeah, and they were big.
Now
they were big.
Really?
Yeah, as long as this table.
Yeah,
they were big fish. The ones we catch out in the deeper water now aren't nearly as big. But it's interesting just a novelty to go out there and be able to catch a few. One thing I wanted to mention to you, Mark, is those Santa Monica artificial reefs there's a few sea bass swimming around over those things. Oliver Nye, he got one on a swim bait, but I remember in years past, guys would just go out there and slow troll mackerel around those Santa Monica artificial reefs.
Really?
And they'd get a nice sea bass every 2 or 3 trips out there.
Ooh.
So
they're
nice
definitely around. Hey, so I got a question for you, Jim.
Yeah.
They built, speaking of artificial reefs, they built those reefs along Palos Verdes there, just not far from where we were fishing at one time by KOU Rock.
Right.
And have you fished any of those or checked any of those or involved with how the populations of fish are doing on those?
I haven't. I do know that was part of the Montrose chemical mitigation funds because of all the DDT that was dumped out there out in the deep water. But no, I haven't fished the KOU at all in recent years. But it seems like that's a lot of good structure right in that area.
Oh yeah. Well, that population of bass is probably recovered after we thinned it out a little bit that one day.
I went back there. I think it was in May, and we ended up getting a sea bass in the morning. And that's following your guidelines, just a little trickle. It was a little trickle downhill, just putting out some squid chips, and we had some live squid, and I got bit, and that's the right kind. That was about, and then the current stopped, and about 9:30 in the morning, I was like, okay, it's over. Let's go home.
Did you get a good one? I mean,
no, it wasn't a good one. It was a schoolie, like a 25 pounder.
Oh, just a little 25.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're spoiled. Hey, and of course, Mark, fishdope.com. Dan and the boys do such a great job. $30 off a new membership to fishdope.com using the code Hookup Now, lowercase, no space, Hookup Now. $30 off a new membership to fishdope.com. And Mark, how do we find you?
Well, Pete, the store is on the corner of Bolsa Chica and Edinger and Huntington Beach, and the phone number is 714-840-4262. The website's PacificEdgeTackle.com. And man, we got nice weather and good fishing, guys. I think it's time to go.
Time to go fishing.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, appreciate that fantastic report, and we will talk to you next Saturday.
You got it. We'll see you guys.
All right.
Take care.
Thanks for that report. And that report sponsored in part by Gamakatsu, which is so much more than just the best hooks on the market. Gamakatsu boxes, it's like they solve your tackle storage needs. Doesn't matter what you're looking for. They have a box that'll fit it. They have many styles. And then the G bags and the G cases, fantastic. And then the Gamakatsu fillet knives, they are sharp. They are amazing. They cut unbelievable filleting knives with those. The fishing season is here, so make sure you have a good supply of the Gamakatsu Nautilus circle hooks as small as size 4. Check gamakatsu.com for more information. And I have a great text here. Let me bring it up here from Dave in Los Angeles for you, Jim. And Dave in Los Angeles says, let me say, actually, this one's from Matt in Camarillo. He says, what's the first step in getting involved to fight unreasonable closures? A very good question.
Well, good. The first step is join CCA California.
Yeah.
and then get active in your local chapter. We have so many.
Ventura has a chapter.
Ventura has a chapter.
Yeah.
Get active in
I think it's based at Eric's Tackle, right?
Yeah, it's a great way to go out and meet friends and support CCA. They usually have an annual barbecue or banquet, sometimes it's a poker game or a golf tournament. There's all kinds of chapters. Orange County, the San Diego chapter's one, great chapter here in San Diego. But support the chapter, and then we get the information out. Right now, we're involved in the MPA Decadal review fight. It's not over. We're still struggling to convince the commission.
They want to take bigger swaths of the ocean.
They want to add MPAs. They want to add some more marine protected areas. I assume everybody knows.
No fishing zones.
No fishing closures. Yeah, we don't want any more closures. So we need all the support we can get there. We want you to show up at meetings, be respectful, but voice your opinion. The Department of Fish and Wildlife's come out in our favor on this issue, but there's still some powerful forces in California, all putting pressure all the way at the top, and it's coming down, and from the governor down to through the Department of Natural Resources to the Ocean Protection Council to the commission. They're getting pressure to expand the MPA network. Unwarranted, we believe, just not necessary. So you get involved, join CCA, you'll find out how things that we can do. We can show up at meetings, we can make our voice heard.
For those that don't know, I'll give you an example. They want to take most of the Point Loma kelp.
Yep.
Most of the Point Loma area. And not only is this vital for half day, 3/4 day fishing guys, local fishing guys in their skiffs and such like that, it's also very vital for the local lobster fishermen. And the local lobster fishing, if you're lobster fishing, it is the most regulated fishery, period.
Very sustainable.
And it's so sustainable. And they do such a great job of California Fish and Wildlife does such a great job of managing that resource.
Right.
Both commercially as well as recreationally. And it doesn't need any more protection than it already has. And these guys want to take the livelihood away from these hardworking fishermen.
Yeah. There's so many forces that just hate fishermen.
Yeah.
Here in California that we what's interesting is I heard a comment from one of the environmental groups, and they go, you recreational fishermen are getting way too organized. So they're feeling the pressure from our side too.
That's a good thing.
But we can't let up. We just got to keep putting the pressure on the regulators to let us continue to fish.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why you have to join CCA.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It's such an important organization because they're the guys that are doing the job.
Right.
Doing the battle. Hey, here's the one from Dave in LA. He says, "Good morning. Great show. How do you see forward-facing sonar, AI-assisted fish finding, and drone technology changing the fishing over the next 5 years?" Very good question.
Yeah, well, if we're talking about freshwater fishing, it already has changed it. You were talking about it earlier, Pete, and I talked to other people.
Yeah, the Garmin LiveScope.
Right.
It's game changing.
I talked to Robert Taylor, who's with CCA National,
right,
and he uses it for crappie. He says, I won't go crappie fishing without. Not only does he find crappie, but he finds the biggest crappie.
Yeah.
And he can target the biggest crappie. Now, whether we can do that here in the saltwater, and I know there are guys out there using it. They're targeting fish they're getting over a rock pile, or they're targeting along the kelp. They're looking for the bigger targets to see if the bigger targets are there. I think it will continue to become popular in saltwater. It's very popular in Florida right now. They use it to fish piers and pilings and docks. They can look under the docks and see if there's a big snook sitting under there. I think it'll continue to improve. I've talked to some manufacturers that say it may get to the level someday, maybe not within my lifetime, but it'll get to the level where it'll be like a mini Omni sonar system for your boat.
I know Ray Marine has been working hard, and they're getting close to something that's a lot like that.
Yeah.
So that's user friendly, affordable for small boats,
right? And small enough to fit on a small boat. Right now an Omni sonar is, you got to have a big boat to put it on, and it's extremely expensive. So there may be a digital form of that where we can put it on our boats and have a transducer that we can go out there and we can find tuna schools too.
Yeah.
Right now the side scanning sonar can actually shoot out 3 I think it's 300 yards in either direction to either side. That's 3 football fields on either side. So you can scan a large
That's
swath
like on
of the
your
water.
Simrad?
Yeah, you can look out, but that's from side to side.
Side to side.
Yeah, side to side. So
Not
it doesn't
forward.
It doesn't look forward. Doesn't look in a big circle like Omni sonar does. So you need, that's really what you want, is just a big circle looking around, out. And I don't know what the range of Omni sonar is, but more than 300 yards.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to change. The drone, I don't know. I don't see drones, First of all, in order to, I did a story on this. In order to fish with a drone, you've got, I thought, you can like have a drone, you can send it out, look for kelp patties, search the whole area and find a kelp patty. Well, but you have to have a drone pilot, really. And that is not an easy thing to do.
No.
You got to launch it. We were doing.
I mean, are they going to be able to set it up so that AI runs that drone?
Maybe someday. Maybe.
Because last weekend, Tim and Duke Ekstrom from the Royal Star were talking about that in particular. They have a drone that is being tested that actually integrates into their fish finder, and or into their chart plotter, and shows you where the fish are.
It'll be interesting. I mean, then NES also have limited range, limited battery power.
There's a lot of factors.
There's a lot of factors, and maybe AI can pilot it. But right now, you have you have to have a FAA license in a lot of areas to fly a drone.
Yeah,
especially get out near San Clemente Island. They don't want you flying drones out there.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
But anyway, it may someday get to that stage, but I don't think it. I don't see it happening within the next decade.
As the electronics editor, what do you see as the state-of-the-art electronics setup for a private boater here fishing Southern California?
Well, state-of-the-art is very affordable. Nowadays you want to have I like to have as large a multifunction display as I can get. On my little boat, 21.5 foot, I have a 12-inch multifunction display. A lot of them, the bigger boats. How many do you have on your boat?
I have 2.
You have 2.
Yeah.
So they're probably 12.
One's a 12 and one's a 10. Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to have a lot of real estate to display, because there's so many.
It's nice to see because you can put different things.
Yeah, there's so many functions that you can put on that multifunction. It's your command center right there. So you want to have a good quality multifunction display, whether it's Ray Marine or Furuno or Simrad or Garmin, or just get a quality one that you really like. And you almost have to match it to all your accessories, your peripherals on there too. So you're going to want you're going to want to have a good transducer. We talked about transducers earlier.
That B175,
Airmar's B175 HW would be the first one I would pick.
It's 1,000 watts, right?
Yeah, it's 1,000 watts, and it's I think it's nowadays it's about $1,500 transducer, and it's a big hole, 3¼ inch hole in your boat, but it's worth it. For the quality of the picture. And I'm talking about a small boat here, not a big boat.
Correct.
And you want to have a radar now. You get the digital radars.
They're so good now.
They are incredible.
Now, would you go with a dome radar, or would you go with the array radar?
Well, if you're looking for birds, I think you need an open array.
Open array.
Yeah. If you want to use it.
The difference in the quality of the picture. I always had a dome.
Right.
And now I have an open array.
Right.
The difference in the quality of the image that you get is night and day.
Yeah. And you have the room for it, because an open array swings a big circle
around. Yeah.
You can't have anything in the way. So I have a dome just because I use it primarily for navigation.
Yeah.
But it is indispensable. The other thing I would say, autopilot. We have fog here. If you get the first time I got stuck in the fog at Catalina fishing lobster one night, it was the first time I had the autopilot on. Between the autopilot and the radar, I could get home in the fog, but I could see where I was going with the radar, but I couldn't drive a course by hand in the dark, in the fog.
And watching the radar and everything.
It's nearly impossible for a human to do that.
Yeah.
You have to have, and it takes, it frees up your hands and your eyes to do other things.
Yeah.
So, I would say that's important. And a chart plotter.
Chart plotter.
And I'm going to say this with an ounce of regret. Get shaded relief charting. It's a game changer. Shaded relief, you can get it from Garmin, you can get it from CMAP, you can get it.
That's like the 3D image.
It's 3D imaging. It's like, I call it draining the ocean. It's like taking all the water out of the ocean and you can see what's on the bottom.
What's on the bottom.
So you can drive right to spots that you may never have heard of or seen before.
Yeah.
And start fishing them.
Pretty amazing.
And little spots, spots is maybe as big as this desk.
Because the charting now is so good.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark was talking about it years and years ago, but they finally brought it down to our level where it's affordable. We can put it in our machines.
Right.
So get the shaded relief. And I'm like I say, I
It's
say that with an ounce of regret because there are no more secrets.
No, because it shows everything.
It shows everything.
It shows all the wrecks. It shows all the rocks. It shows everything.
There are a few that don't show up on there. I've got a few little spots. Some of them Mark showed me.
Yeah.
They don't show up on there.
Yeah.
So we call those generational waypoints because I pass those down to my kids and my grandkids.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll never show up on the shaded relief, but almost everything, 99% of the stuff shows up on shaded relief.
Yeah. Now I know you're a Suzuki guy, but I want to talk a little bit about, and Suzuki's a fantastic motor. I have one on my boat up in Montana. But Yamaha has the new electronic motors that the electronic steering motors that Yamaha has.
Mhm.
They have a Yamaha autopilot that marries with that.
Mhm.
I've had a lot of autopilots, a lot of boats.
Right.
This autopilot is so accurate and so precise. Like you were saying, if you're in fog and you're using the radar and fog, it is dead on.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
No,
how
that
accurate
is incredible. And with the electric steering,
yes,
it's so precise. Plus, you can do different things with the digital throttle and shift as
Yes,
well.
yeah.
You can regulate your speed with the autopilot. You can steer different courses. What I like is what you talk about is the precision. Because back in the day when we would put autopilot on there, the autopilot would kind of get you there, but it would kind of weave back and forth.
Yeah.
But now they just put you on a dead straight course wherever you're going.
Yeah.
And some of them will actually shut down when you get to or slow you down when you get to your waypoint. And so you can just stop and fish. Yeah, you just stop and fish.
There's with the electronic controls, the electronic autopilot, all the electronic stuff. I learned something new on Tuesday about my Yamaha that I didn't know. And then thanks to Mark Wheeler from Encinitas Ford, he was on the boat with me. And he says, "What about this little button up here? Is that your autopilot on the control?" Because the problem was it was pretty rough and we were coming back, and thank goodness for the Seakeeper ride system, because that kind of kept us on a stable run there. But we're cruising at about 21 miles an hour or something like that back from the islands, bumpy seas. But the throttle kept on kind of backing off a little bit just because we were kind of, racing behind the waves and going up and down. There's a little knob on the side of the electronic of the throttle,
the binnacle,
that you just push, and it's it's cruise control,
right,
for your thing. I never knew that.
Keeps you on a constant speed.
On a constant speed. So you just push the cruise control button, and it keeps you at that 21 miles an hour speed without having to vary the throttle at all.
I wish I had that. I really do.
It's pretty awesome. Now that I know I know what that button's for.
Yeah, there's a thing called throttle creep. Especially with the new digital throttles, they move
creep.
so easily. You hit waves and they start creeping back and forth.
Yeah, no, and that's a game changer. That's another game changer about all the new electronics.
Very cool.
So so another great text here from Brian in San Diego. He says, "Great show. Question for Pete and Fishing the Islands. Went out yesterday and the bait barge only had anchovies. Curious about how they were able to fish correctly and other tactics we used with sardines when available." Okay, anchovies. I don't know whether you have that situation up north or not.
We have sardines and anchovies.
You do.
Both. And
Yeah,
and on Tuesday we had live squid as well. So
wow.
Yeah.
You've got it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here we haven't been so lucky. I mean, the Everingham brothers have been doing a fantastic job, and there are days that they have a mix of anchovies and sardines. Fortunately, the day we went on Tuesday, they did have a little mix of anchovy and sardines, so we were able to fish with both. But boy, you talk about great chum. Those anchovy, you can put a lot in your tank, and they make fantastic chunks. And yellowtail respond to the anchovies.
They do.
And what you need to do is bring back your old albacore days, and collar hook that anchovy, fish 25 pound, and a lighter rig, and fly line that anchovy, and yellowtail will eat them.
They do. Or you got to go back to before we had sardines. I'm old enough to remember those days. You wouldn't go yellowtail fishing until you tanked up with some nice gummy mackerels.
Oh,
You just tank up with some mackerel, even if they're bigger mackerel.
Yeah.
You can fish for the yellowtail. The yellowtail will eat them. So that's the other way: is go out and jig up a tank of mackerel. I like to
Which can be challenging sometimes.
It can be.
Yeah.
I like to bridle the mackerel for yellowtail.
Oh,
we do that because especially if you're
How
getting.
do you bridle?
So it's a little rubber band. I get them from R&R Tackle, and you have
R&R Tackle.
R&R Tackle.
And
Ray Rocher is the man.
And it's a rubber band.
It's a rubber band, so you put the little black rubber band around the hook, and then you have a needle that has a gap in it. So you hook that needle into the other end of the rubber band, stick it through the nostrils of the mackerel, and then bring it the other end around and hook it back around the hook. And then twist the hook to get it tight, and then put the hook point underneath that really tight part of the rubber band, and that's your bridle. So what happens with the big mackerel, the yellowtail come up and eat it. Well, they'll usually attack it by the head, and you can set. I've hooked yellowtail slow trolling in gear with the bridle because you don't have to let them eat it at all. They just grab it, and the hook's right there, and they get hooked. I usually use like a 3/0 or 4/0.
And that hook's not buried in the mackerel.
It's not buried. Doesn't get buried. It won't get buried at all. So
it's exposed.
Yeah, it's exposed.
And the mackerel will probably live longer too.
They do. They're healthier that way. You got to handle them a little bit to get that. If you can get pretty good with the needle.
Does turning the mackerel upside down kind of quiet them a little
Yeah,
bit?
you can kind of hold them, still.
Yeah.
You don't want to hold them in the net because a lot of guys will hold them in the net, but that problem is the hook gets tangled in the net, and then you got a mess on your hands. So just kind of get your hand wet, get them upside down, get that
Don't
needle
use a cloth because that'll just take your scales off.
Then they'll turn blue, and that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
So you want them nice and green, and we've done that both for slow trolling, and I've done that for like dropper loops as well. One time when we were on the Farnsworth, and the only way to get the yellowtail to bite, they wouldn't bite sardines. They would only bite the mackerel. Put a like a 10-ounce sinker on a dropper loop, bridle the mackerel, drop it down, get it off the bottom real quick because that's a restricted area. You can't fish the bottom, so don't let it stay on the bottom. But they would jump on it almost immediately. It was funny because they would bite. You just feel the rod tip kind of bouncing, while they're just like put it in gear and just grind down, and you're on.
There you go.
So we did that one morning. I think we got 7. It was like Baja style yellowtail fishing. Yeah, it was great stuff.
Have you ever used, speaking of Baja style, have you ever used I call it the Baja downrigger? Used it in Loretto, where it was like a 24 or an 18 or 20-ounce sinker on the bottom of a 3-way swivel, and then a long 15-foot leader of fluorocarbon.
I haven't done that here in California.
It's highly effective in Loretto.
Yeah,
slow trolling.
Yeah, they like to
mackerel.
get that long leader away, and they use a heavy leader too.
Yes,
great big heavy leader.
But I'll bet it would work here.
Yeah. We have slow trolled with dropper loops, and it works.
Certainly an option.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, when we come back, we're going to have more hot tips from Jim here. You stay tuned. This is Southern California Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and Facebook, YouTube, and live.
Ford is celebrating our country's 250th anniversary with big savings for you. Employee pricing is back at your local San Diego County Ford dealers. You pay what we pay across the full lineup of Ford trucks and SUVs. We're here for those who build America, those who believe that giving everything we've got today will pay for tomorrow. Who will drive America forward for 250 years to come? If that's who you are, you value what we value, and you should pay what we pay. Now get employee pricing across the Ford lineup. Go to your local San Diego County Ford dealer today.
Hello, this is Captain Mike Totter from Searcher Sport Fishing. Alongside my colleague, Chef Josh Evans, and our dedicated team, we invite you to join us aboard the Searcher. Our fishing trips range from 1.5 to 8 days, available May through November, and include charter options. We're committed to upholding a legacy of top-notch customer service, delicious food, and a friendly and talented crew. Book your fishing adventure online at searchersportfishing.com or call Rachel at 619-226-2403. That's searchersportfishing.com. We look forward to welcoming you aboard.
It's time to talk about great gear from Shimano. You just had a question about fishing for yellowtail when there's no sardine. So we gave you a couple alternatives, but I can tell you one thing that I know works because I used it on Tuesday is the Shimano Ledge Runner. That's their new Bill style trolling plug that super effective. The one that was effective for us, the pink, as well as the green mackerel color. That was great. And the 170 size, the smaller size of the two. But the Ledge Runner, the super cool thing about it is you can change the depths of where they run. So we were running 3 different plugs, and we ran them all at different depths, and they were highly effective. So check it out at your local tackle store, the Shimano Ledge Runner at your local Shimano dealer.
Do you know why 1 million customers visited Summit Gasoline last year at the San Diego Sports Arena? Because they give you the lowest price on fuel, great service, and easy access, even for trucks and trailers at their 24 pumps. Summit is known for the best price on ice, too. Almost half the cost of any other vendor. 25 pounds for just $3.99. Martha and her crew love fishermen, and they'll prove it by giving you 100 pounds free with a 35-gallon fill-up. Summit offers over 40 snacks and drinks to choose from for only 89 cents, and even a line of hand creams and lip balms for 89 cents too. Summit now proudly offers locally made burritos and sandwiches, made fresh daily and ready to go wherever the current takes you. Summit just upgraded their car wash, and for a limited time, get a deluxe car wash for only $6. Grab the wife's car, grab a cheap sandwich, and make up for the day on the water. Summit Gasoline, lowest prices, friendliest staff, easy access, and free ice. What more can you ask for?
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup right here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, and YouTube Live. And time to talk about where the fishing is always good. Fish are always biting at Point Loma Seafoods, right here next to the San Diego landings in Point Loma. We were talking about black sea bass earlier.
Right.
That's the only place I have seen where you can get fresh black sea bass because it comes from Mexico,
Right.
and they buy the right size ones. They don't buy the big giant ones. They buy the good eating size. That fish is, thanks to Point Loma Seafoods, has quickly become my favorite.
Nice.
Bar none. They also, this time of the year, white sea bass. They have fresh king salmon. They have, fresh halibut, fresh Alaskan halibut. The array of fresh fish that you can get at Point Loma Seafoods is unrivaled anywhere in the Southland, as far as I'm
Got to
concerned.
eat there. You can come down to San Diego.
Oh, yeah, you're here, so you got to run over there.
Right.
And of course, they have a fantastic sushi bar. And of course, if you do have a favorite over there, my favorite is a crab sandwich.
I was going to say that. You stole it from me.
Crab sandwich?
I like the crab cake sandwich.
The crab cake sandwich.
Yeah, that's what I love.
Yeah, it's super good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we get it every time.
There's so many great items. You just have to go there. Point Loma Seafoods, right next to the San Diego landings in Point Loma. And a lot of good texts here, Jim. It's really, really fun having you on here because you're so knowledgeable about so many things here. And let me bring it back up here because I'm kind of running every piece of the show here today. And this one is from Bremerton, Washington. Sean in Bremerton, Washington. Thanks for listening to us up there in Bremerton, Washington. Great show. Very interested in discussion on electronics. Curious the expert's recommendation for general settings on electronics for fishing tuna and yellowtail for gain, frequency, and any other settings that make you see the fish better. Excellent question.
Yeah,
because
it is.
Settings are always kind of what should I set this at?
So
What do you play with?
my
How do you
default is to go to the automatic settings first.
The auto
Go to the auto settings first. And if you've got the right transducer, all you have to do at that point is start. You might have to play with the sensitivity a little bit, up or down a little bit. Like the other day, we were out on the deeper stuff, and I had the sensitivity. I thought if I turned the sensitivity up, I would see more fish, but all I saw was a bunch of. When we got in shallow, it was just turned up way too much, so I had to dial it back down. But that's the most important thing: is put it on auto and then fine tune the sensitivity as much as possible to get clear up the screen, because you don't want to see a bunch of clutter on the screen. You just want to see the fish, and if you have the right transducer, like the one we talked about earlier, you will see those tuna when they're under the boat. There's nothing better than be trolling and then see the tuna marks under the boat.
And tuna mark so distinctly.
They do.
Yeah, like when you're driving through a school of porpoise,
Right.
when there's tuna.
Yeah. And then just, stop the boat and start chumming, get a bait out immediately. You might be trolling, you might be trolling some lures, get those lures in. A lot of times if you see them, pull the boat back, pop some chum, get baits out. And while you're reeling in the trolling lures, like if I'm reeling in one of those ledge runners, a lot of times I'll be reeling one in, and all of a sudden, about halfway in,
there he is.
Come on. And then you just bring that guy in, and all the tuna follow him right to the boat. I'm talking yellowfin in this case.
Sure.
So,
and I think, the way that this is setting up this year with this big El Nino supposedly in August, September, October, I just have a feeling we're going to see that.
Yeah, boy, I hope so.
I hope so too.
Yeah, I hope so. It'd be great, and I hope we see some Dorado out there as well. But anyway, that's the way I do it. I just put it on. The used to be, I just throw out the auto function and tune it yourself, and that's the way Mark Wish taught me.
Yeah.
On my fish finder, he said, this is the way you do it. You tune it here, and you want to tune it till you get, turn it all the way up till you get a lot of clutter, and then turn it all the way down so there's just barely a little speck or two of clutter. And then then it's dialed in right, and you got to dial it in for each time you move,
session.
Because the water conditions are different.
So take it off auto and put it on manual.
That's what he told me. But nowadays with the auto, it's so much better than it used to be.
Yeah,
to just start with auto and then fine tune it from there.
Yeah. One of the things we're talking about transducers, and one of the things, like, we both have the two transducers, the high wide as well as the low,
right?
And on my unit, my Ray Marina unit, I have an auto setting, and it'll pick the best setting for individual. I'm not sure if you have that or not, but you can switch to the low or you switch to the high wide, either one. But then you also have the third auto. Which one should you have it on the auto, or should you just when you're offshore, just concentrate on the high wide?
I use the high wide because the low, I don't really get into the low until I'm like down around 400, more than 400 feet. I can actually use the high wide to about 350 feet. It works just fine. So that's what I do. But the other thing is what you'll find, I don't know exactly how your menu works, but on my menu, you got, they got the high wide. I click on the high wide. That's the one I want to be viewing. And then you can do, it'll say, 250 kilohertz or chirp. Almost always you want to be using chirp. You don't want to be going just with the high 200 kilohertz. You want to be doing the chirp. Makes a big difference. The only place I think a lot of guys do with the low, they'll go to the 50 kilohertz, not the chirp, is when they're deep dropping for swords here off the coast.
Yeah.
Sometimes they like to switch over to that. But by and large, whether you're fishing the low frequency or the high frequency, fish with the chirp. The chirp's so much better.
Yeah, much cleaner.
Because you can select it.
And yeah, absolutely. And on the auto setting on mine, it pretty much defaults always to the high wide.
Yeah.
When I'm fishing inshore.
Yeah.
Or at the
you
islands
can actually,
or whatever.
on mine, you can fish both. You can split the screen, and I can fish a low on one side of the screen. I can fish high wide on the other.
Nice.
Yeah. So if it's kind of one of those between depths, sometimes I'll do that.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real good idea. Here's another good question from another Sean in Blossom Valley. Good morning, Pete and Jim. Great show. Your many years of writing about sport fishing, have you learned things out of the industry that you would change, or out of the industry that you would change or improve?
Out of the industry.
From the industry.
I should say. I would say one of the things I don't know if this qualifies as the industry, but I would certainly improve the data collection that is used by NOAA and by the Department of Fish and Wildlife.
Yeah.
Data collection there's a lot of room for improvement in data collection.
Wow.
Should I elaborate?
Yes, please do. Please do.
I just think that the data collection is largely there's no data collection. They're just taking catch data, and they're kind of mashing it around with mathematics. And so many times the data that they present on fish stocks is inaccurate. It's a good example was the quillback rockfish, where they closed down a lot of depths. They closed down the vermilion limits.
What about Boccaccio?
Yeah, the
probably
Boccaccio.
one of the most prevalent species of rockfish out there. They close rock.
The rare endangered Boccaccio that you can't get away from.
That just wasn't science-based. I'm sorry.
So that's one of the things that I think we really do need to improve is data collection. So I hope that answers your question.
No, that's a good.
Yeah.
I think that's a very valid.
And that's one of the things CCA is working on. We actually, and that leads me, that's a great segue into why STAR is important.
Yes.
The data that we are collecting for sand bass, barred sand bass, and for white sea bass is contributing to the citizen science that we are supplying to the Department of Fish and Wildlife. We're supplying that data that nobody else is supplying to them. Our sport boats are working with us. The private boaters are working with us. We're all contributing data. The environmental groups aren't contributing data.
No.
They're telling us we need to shut things down, but they're not contributing any data. We're the ones on the water. We're the ones contributing that data.
And the STAR tournament data helps say, hey, look how prevalent this is here. And this is there.
Yeah.
Because you're getting locations, you're getting everything.
We're basically telling them these are they're using our data to do stock assessments, and what they're finding out is the stocks are much greater than they originally thought they were.
So let me ask you this. You you join the STAR tournament, you join CCA, you're a member of CCA, you join the STAR tournament, $30, CCACalifornia.org, you're the STAR. Why not? Because you're going to win $10,000 in prizes, and whether you're on a sport boat or a private boat. What if you're on a private boat and you're at Catalina in your secret white sea bass spot? I know you have to have location settings on. Can you move off of your spot and then report your catch?
Absolutely. So you don't have to actually.
You don't have.
By the way, that data is.
You don't have to report the exact location where you caught your fish.
Yeah, that data is closely guarded, but nobody has access to it. But other than to say
they just want
it's in the water.
They want to say that you're on the water and that you're in the zone.
Yeah, you could. Yeah. So basically, you can move off of it, move off that spot. You could, if you're going to keep the fish, put them, in your locker or your kill bag or your cooler, wherever you want to put it. And then, when you're moving between spots, let's pull that yellowtail out and let's put it on. Let's take our picture.
So,
and that's all you have to do.
That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So, we mentioned that it's good down to Cabo San Lucas. What's the northern boundary?
Northern boundary is the northern boundary of the state of California.
State of California.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So if you're on an Alaska fishing trip or at Haida Gwaii safaris, those salmon don't count.
Oregon, Washington, Alaska, they're all British Columbia. That's all out of limits.
All right. Well, what if you're in the East Cape?
No, not on the East Cape.
Not because it's around the corner.
Because it's around the corner.
It's not in the Pacific.
That's a clear one. I thought you were going to say, well, where's the boundary at the very tip?
Well, let's go to the East Cape and talk to our good buddy Chris Moyers from Smokies. Good morning, Chris.
Pedro, Jim, buenos dias, guys. How are you?
Oh, we're doing great, man. We wish we had fishing like you had down there right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry about calling in late, buddy, but yeah, I've been packing fish all day. We're going off down here, guys. If you like catching yellowfin tuna and big ones, get on down here. I mean, seriously, we're seeing most of the fish between 50, 70, 80 pounds. We're getting a few in the 150-pound range. They're everywhere. We're fishing about four schools right now. And, of course, they're moving around. But for the most part, they're to the north straight out as well as to the south between 15 and 30 miles. You don't have to go far.
Wow.
You just get out there and find a porpoise. And I'll tell you what, for the guys that are experts at fishing the kite, namely our guys on Vaquera and quite a few other guys too, getting big tuna on the kites right now. And guys are having a lot of fun. And so the tuna fishing's great. Listen to this, Pedro. 60-pound Dorado came in this week. We're getting nice Dorados, 40, 50, that 160-pounder. They're getting those at the shark buoys out at the 88 off of Pescadero. But, man, a 60-pound dodo.
That's a big one.
That's about a month early for that Dorado
For the Dorado shootout, yeah.
But, yeah. I'll tell you what, though. I was working on the dock the other day. Guy catches a 93-pound wahoo. That's a wahoo of a lifetime right there.
No kidding.
Yeah. So the wahoo fishing right there. The big wahoo bite has been right there, right close in off the shore at Punta Colorado to the south, so not far there. Rooster fish still going off there right at the lighthouse in that little bay at Las Barracas and El Rincon. Big roosters everywhere. Man, so many blue marlin, big blue marlin being caught, sailfish. Wow. It's great right now, guys. It's going off, and like I said, if somebody's got the means to do it and they can just hop on a bird from SoCal and get on down here, man, it's going off.
Get
and
on
we're,
down
we're
there.
having a great time.
Sounds like
Get
fun.
on down here.
Yeah, and you have any spots available to fish Vaquera?
We got a couple. I think we got just a few left for this month, but we're taking we're wide open in July. But yeah, we got to think a few days left this month. They're fishing a lot,
of course.
So that's good, and you can always get a hold of us at vaquerasportfishing.com to book your trip.
And of course, the food and atmosphere at Smokies is going off, I'm sure too.
Yeah, we got with the World Cup and everything, we've been pretty busy, and so we're thankful for that, and lots of fishermen coming in the evening. So the tequila's flowing like leche miel down here, and the beer's always free manana.
Yeah. All right, Chris. Well, great report from the East Cape. That's Chris Moyers, our good buddy from Smokies Curing Company and Cantina. Of course, the best place to process your fish too down there. And Vaquera. Thanks a lot for that, and we'll talk to you in a couple weeks.
All right. Take care, guys.
All right, buddy. Thanks. I appreciate that. Interesting question here from Todd up in Oregon. He says, Pete, would you let your listeners know about a measure here in Oregon that they're trying to get on the November ballot to eliminate all hunting, fishing, rodent control, etc.? The Peace Act, they're calling it. It's IP 28. They got over 100,000 signatures. I mean, holy mackerel. What is this world coming to? Are you kidding me? But the scary thing is 100,000 signatures. This is a real deal. And it could happen here in California.
Yeah. It's I know about this. The other thing is it would eliminate all agricultural, all ranching for
ranching.
So it's an impractical. For a lot of reasons, it's really a dumb thing. By the way, anybody can get 100,000 signatures if you have enough money.
If you have enough money and you tell a different story than what the reality is.
Yeah, I've known that from the initiative process in the past, for many years in the past. If you got $1 million, maybe it's more expensive now, but if you got $1 million, you can get any ballot on any ballot measure put on the ballot. So I talked to Larry Phillips, who's with ASA. He's in the government affairs about this. He's kind of laughs it off, but I don't really want to.
No, because there's enough kooky people in California to kind of pull something like that off.
But I can't imagine that they would also. Hunting and fishing is one thing, but when you start eliminating, ag raised beef, pork, chickens,
all that.
Yeah, that's
putting people out of work.
Yeah, that's just not it. Yeah, I can't imagine it even being constitutional. And in California, we have the constitutional right to fish.
Right.
So it would be an unconstitutional.
I would imagine in Oregon too. It's such an outdoorsy place.
It's also kind of it's Portland. It's where most of the people are, and this is kind of where their heads are at.
Yeah.
So that's part of the problem with that measure. If I were a betting man, I would say it will get on the ballot, but I don't think it will pass.
It will pass.
Yeah.
But this is why we need organizations like CCA California. And I know there's a CCA in Oregon
there
too.
There is, yes.
And I'm sure they're
in Washington,
in Washington and everything else. This is why we need CCA, is because sometimes this stuff gets pushed under the rug and then it's in, and there's like all of a sudden there's a law and it's like, whoa, wait a minute here. How did that happen?
And in this case, CCA will partner with coalition partners in the ag community and the hunting community.
Right.
And that's really where we draw a lot of powers, is with our coalition partners, because not only is it CCA, but in this case, in our state, it's all waters. It's backcountry hunters and anglers. So we have a rich coalition of organizations that we partner with to help preserve our right to fish, our right to hunt, our right to enjoy the outdoors, and not only feed ourselves, but just go out there and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, no question about that. It's but something. That's why you have to be a member of CCA.
You do.
That's why you have to be in the Star tournament, participate. And the other thing I want to mention too, before we run out of time, is that kids division in the Star tournament.
Yeah.
It's $10 for kids to enter.
It's $10. Actually, it's free for kids to enter.
Oh, free for kids to enter.
They just have to belong to CCA, which is a $10 membership.
A $10 membership for kids 16 and under.
Yeah, that's it. And it's what it is it's over 13 and under 17 is the age range for the kids to
over
participate.
13 and there's $5,000 scholarships available. Three of them.
Three
Yeah.
$5,000 scholarships.
And these kids walking around catching spotted bay bass, sand bass.
They could be getting a scholarship.
They could be winning a
winning-
$5,000 scholarship.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah.
That would be an incredible story. Where'd you catch that? Oh, right down here on the wharf, right by Let's Talk Hookup World Headquarters.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So again, how does one get into the Star Tournament once again?
Okay, so visit ccacalifornia.org and go click on the Star link on the website, or just
there's
go
a little tab on the top.
Right.
Yeah, and then you'll see it.
And
then, or if you go to like a local tackle store and
Yes.
the Dana Landing, Fisherman's Landing,
you can go in there
and they have a little QR code that you can scan on your
they have
phone.
a unique QR code that you can scan, and that way the store that we know that start entry came from that store.
Yeah.
And the store, so they're hopefully they also hand out the measuring devices.
Right.
So you can get the measuring device when you.
And this is a cool measuring device. It's got adhesive on the back, or
no, it's just a
regular,
tough waterproof vinyl.
Yeah, and they can just roll it up.
You can roll it up.
Roll it out.
We want everybody to use this year's measuring device because it's in 1/8-inch increments. And that's why when we measure the sand bass and we measure the white sea bass, that's what the Department of Fish and Wildlife asked us to do. So they want to get that measurement down as accurate as possible.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to wrap things up here, talk more to Jim. Stay tuned. This is Southern California's Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and Facebook and YouTube Live.
In Southern California saltwater fishing, conditions change fast. 1 minute you're fly lining bait for yellowtail. The next you're locked into the fish of the season. That's when serious anglers trust Maxima Ultra Green. Known for legendary strength, superior abrasion resistance, and dependable knot performance. Maxima Ultra Green gives you the confidence to fish hard around kelp, rocks, structure, and offshore chaos. From local calicos and sea bass to tuna pushing down the coast, this is the line anglers have trusted for generations. And when the pressure's on, Ultra Green's low visibility finish helps keep your presentation natural in clear Southern California water. Whether you're fishing Long Beach, Dana Point, Newport, Oceanside, or running offshore from San Diego, spool up with the line built to perform when it matters most. Ask for Maxima Ultra Green at your local tackle shops throughout Southern California. Learn more at MaximaFishingLine.com. Maxima Ultra Green. Best by test.
A top fleet and superb fishing is what Seaforth Sport Fishing in Mission Bay is all about. With free parking and fully stocked tackle shop, it's no wonder Seaforth Sport Fishing is a favorite among anglers. Come aboard top boats like the Aztec, Cortez, Endeavor, Apollo, Outer Limit, El Gato Dos, Pride, Tribute, Pacifica, Pacific Voyager, and the Voyager. Plus, the new Seaforth, Sea-Watch, and San Diego offer the finest half and full day trips available. Seaforth Sport Fishing. For charters or regular open parties, schedule check seaforthlanding.com. Run by fishermen for fishermen in Mission Bay.
Inside information is everything when it comes to catching fish in Southern California. You need a code group to connect with what's happening on the water. FishDope.com is your code group. Inside information available at your fingertips 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane, along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. They become your code group. You get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Catine, 365 days a year. FishDope.com has online planning tools, temperature and chlorophyll charts, hot bite icons, and more. Take it from me, if you don't have FishDope.com, you're not part of the in-the-know crowd. Membership is affordable and good for an entire year. Plus, use the special code and save $30 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
For over 55 years, Dana Wharf Sport Fishing has been serving anglers with the finest fishing in the Southland. Known as the bass capital of the West, Dana Wharf Sport Fishing offers half-day, three-quarter-day, full-day, and overnight trips, as well as private charters to the hottest fishing spots. Dana Wharf Sport Fishing is also famous for their whale and dolphin watching trips. You can book online at danawharf.com or visit them in Dana Point Harbor in Dana Point. Dana Wharf Sport Fishing.
Fillet knives shouldn't be disposable. Introducing AFTCO fillet knives that are built to last. Designed in collaboration with Boker, Germany, AFTCO knives feature 4116 German stainless steel, bonded with titanium nitride to ensure optimum corrosion resistance and exceptional edge retention. A non-slip TPR handle maintains a firm grip when processing game fish. Fillet knives from AFTCO. Any fish, any water.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. And Jim is going to do the honors here, flipping the coin to see if it's a caller or a texter. Go ahead. That's a caller. And it's John in San Diego. You win that AFTCO package that includes the AFTCO lure binder. You got to get one of those. They're super cool. And the medium reel bag, all courtesy of AFTCO. And Jim, thank you for all you do for CCA, for all of us here. And thank you for all your great writing in Saltwater Sportsman, Boating Magazine, and such like that.
You are so welcome.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Thank you for all you do. And thanks for promoting Star here. I want everybody to sign up for Star. Our theme is catch, photograph, and win.
And win. I like that. You don't have to, you can catch, photograph, win, and fillet. Or catch, photograph, win, and release.
Yeah.
Either, whatever your favorite thing is.
Whatever you want to do.
Right? Yeah, but it's a cool tournament. It's everybody can participate, and everybody has a chance to win, including $100,000 in prizes.
Yeah.
And some amazing prizes, including a boat.
A boat. Yeah.
And that boat is super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're really excited about it. So,
And
and the weekly prizes on top of that.
Oh, yeah. And how does one get into that?
So go to ccacalifornia.org/star.
All right. Thanks, Jim. Appreciate you. Thank you for listening out there. Appreciate you very much. We will be back tomorrow morning on Facebook, YouTube Live, 97.3 The Fan, and the Let's Talk Hookup app. We're going to have a great show along with Captain Brian Kiyahara from the American Angler and Mike Blum from Captain Rollos. We'll see you right back here tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m., right back here on the Let's Talk Hookup app, Facebook, YouTube Live, and 97.3 The Fan.